Yes, people. Welcome back to another edition of the ManDem United podcast on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube, brought to you by myself, Flawless Mr. Take Note. And what does the great man Matisse say? Lateness is greatness. It's really not, people. It's really not. But you know what? The saying slaps in it. You get me? The phrase slaps. But my apologies on the lateness, people. But big up to everybody who is supporting Sarcasm City TV in whatever capacity is much appreciated. You lot have continued to support all the way throughout, you know what I'm saying, all the way throughout the new year. So it's much appreciated and it does not go unnoticed. So please make sure whether you're watching this live right now or you are watching this back, hit the like button on the video. Vitally important in it, you know what I'm saying? And that hit the like button on the video. Make sure you share it across all the socials and subscribe to the channel as well, Sarcasm City TV. And make sure when you subscribe, you hit that notification bell in it. It's road to 4K. It is road to 4K. Big up to everyone who listens on the audio platforms as well. SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes. Links for those are underneath in the description as well. So big up to all of the audio listeners. But this is the ManDem United podcast, people, and it is a podcast dedicated to all things Manchester United. So please keep all your comments and questions Manchester United related, please. I see you lot in the comments. I will get to all the comments, but as you can see from the title, United look to bounce back versus Burnley after FA Cup defeat. So obviously I'll be discussing the FA Cup defeat, previewing the game against Burnley, which happens tonight. There will also be a watch along on the channel, which will start 30 minutes before kickoff, so 7:30 p.m. UK time. But big up to EFAC, who says yo. Big up to you, EFAC, says yo. Always supporting, much appreciated in it. We continue to support, so big up to you. Bav Krypton says yo, man, then big up. Hit the likes when you come in, people. Yes, please do. Large up to Ryan says big up, big bro. He also says, did you get my message? I said, no, I didn't. I have you on mute. El Jefe in the building. Big up to my guy Eddie each and every time as well. When's the game? Yes, the game kicks off 8 p.m. It's 8 p.m. Large up to Bainsy, showing support as always. Love to my babes as well, who's acting like I'm out there playing central midfield, but because it's my babes, I'm not even gonna respond. But love to Mimi every time. He says, if you lot lose today, babe, I don't think you can be in my life anymore. I feel betrayed. Here we are. Here's me in the trenches for Watford. You know what I'm saying? Day in, day out. Every day that ends in white, I'm out here in the trenches for Watford on watch-alongs. I'm here on Q&A supporting him. I'm even on my Twitter supporting him and that, backing him when people talk rubbish about Dennis and Sa and, you know what I'm saying, Vicarage Road down the Vic. You know what I'm saying? The only Vic we care about is in Watford. You know what I'm saying? No one cares about that one in Albert Square. Big up the Wavy Hub, the Baller Hub. Much love, my G. Big up to you. I believe that is Temi, but I could be wrong. Temi, if that's not you, I do apologize, but I swear that's the name of Temi's. What's it? That is the name of Temi's podcast. Big up to the Daredevil, says, hey, Flawless, how's it going? Love your content up the Red Devils. Big up, appreciated. Tellers is a pretty big miss, I feel, but we got the low. Tellers is a big miss. We're going to get into that. Yeah, I thought so, Temi. I just didn't want to get it wrong because my memory's terrible and there's a lot of podcasts out here. That's all. Here we go. But yes, let's see. Where was it? Someone else had it. Where is it? Yeah, Keenan. I almost missed this. So this is United's current injury situation, which is a concern. So I will actually. Now I'll start with the FA Cup defeat because even though I've spoke on it, I haven't spoke on it in depth because obviously it happened Friday, so there hasn't been a ManDem United since then. And that was Manchester United's best opportunity to win a trophy. And we should have won the game. When you have 30 shots, create 7 big chances against championship opposition at home, even against most opposition at home, if you have 30 shots and create 7 big chances anywhere in any game of professional football, you should win. Middlesbrough offered pretty much next to nothing. We played well apart from the final third. Ronaldo, Bruno, and Rashford have blood on their hands for their misses. Not even just the Ronaldo penalty miss. Obviously, was unlucky. Sancho hit the bar as well. But if Manchester United play like that for the majority, for the rest of the season, we'll be okay. If Manchester United play at that level for the rest of the season, we'll be fine. And as always, you get the reactionary takes. If United would have won that game 5-0, it would have been all hail United. We're going to win everything. And because United lost, it's United ain't good enough. They ain't going to finish top 4. We're not going to beat Atletico Madrid, yada, yada, yada. I know all that type of stuff. That's why I'm not being overreact. Like, those games happen where you dominate, you should win the game, and you don't. Upsets happen. And that's why I wasn't too mad or too pissed off about the situation. I wasn't too pissed about the situation, simply because we played well. It was good to see Pogba back as well. Seeing Pogba back was a fresh air. Sancho played well, even though he is injured now, which is unfortunate because he did look like he was lagging. But when you miss penalties in the game, the Bruno open net, Rashford missed the sitter, the Alanga header, that's 4 off the top of my head. That is 4 great chances off the top of my head. And if we're 2-0, 3-0 up, which we should be at halftime, then we go through, we're in the FA Cup 5th round. But hey, if you don't take your chances, that's what happens. You don't take your chances, that's it. That's what happens, and that's what we didn't do. And this is where my concern about the squad is, because if Martial, Diallo, and Donny are on the bench, we win that game, to me. Because they come off the bench, we win that game. Simple as that. Lingard wasn't there, Cavani wasn't there. There are 2 more players as well. And our squad is now thin. And this was my concern, and I spoke about this on the ManDem United podcast. I didn't know if Ralph was looking at some youngsters, and they're gonna play much more of a bigger role in the squad. But even the team we had out, like even the players we brought on, the likes of Alanga, Juan Mato, I can't remember who the other player is who came on. I think it's Phil Jones. That was it, Phil Jones. We still had more than enough to win the game and still had chances. Penalties are penalties. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna stick it on Alanga and blame him. I'm not blaming Alanga at all. Luke Shaw should have took one before him. That's the only thing I'd say on that. Luke Shaw should have took a penalty before Alanga. You're the senior centre-back, and we see Alanga take one before him. We seen Dalot take one before him, but that's Luke Shaw. He didn't take one in the Euro final either. And that's the issue within itself. We spoke in depth on the Sarcasm City Sports Q&A about penalty shootouts and how Alanga shouldn't have taken that penalty before Luke Shaw, and also spoke on how there's no way Saka should have took that 5th penalty for England with the likes of Grealish, Sterling, Luke Shaw, Henderson all on the pitch. And it's the same. Alanga shouldn't. I know we're more into sudden death, but Alanga shouldn't be taking that before Shaw. Shaw is an experienced, seasoned professional who's played many years in the Premier League for Manchester United. Not many years, he's played multiple times in the Champions League as well. He's played at international tournaments. He's played at Euros final. He's been in high-pressure situations. So, yeah, that's why in the FA Cup defeat, I'm not too upset or anything like that. I'm not like, oh, my God, we lost this, the end of the world. Disappointing, yes, but we actually played well. But onto this as well, Keelan says here, actually, let me start this. Big up to Bainesy. And big up to whoever just shared it as well. Make sure you share this across all the socials, people. Let's get as many people in here as possible while I put my phone on mute. But big up to Bainesy, you showed me you could start messages and that, so I will get back to that message as well. Where else we at? Yep, Özil, you're right. Bruno Sky, the 1v1, missed the open goal. Exactly, you can't. Don't ask me no thoughts on Zuma. Do not ask me. So, yeah, let me get to this anyway. So, current injury situation, Bailly's out. Fred's got COVID. Tellers has got COVID. A doubtful is Lindelof with illness, Sancho with his thigh injury, and Bruno has a back injury. And we are really thin in the midfield area if those things are true. So we know Fred's out. We'll start in the midfield. We know Fred's out 100% because he's got COVID. If Bruno's out, that leaves us as senior options, Matic, McTominay, and Pogba. Minus McTominay, that's not that bad. I don't have an issue with the quality of that midfield. The quantity is a problem. So say Pogba gets injured, say McTominay gets injured, or Matic gets injured or suspended, we're down to the bare bones. Who then plays in that 4-3-3? Let's say hypothetically McTominay gets injured. Then you're left with Matic and Pogba. Ralph probably has to switch the system because who can play at 8? Maybe a Jesse Lingard is the option. But look at how Donny plays. This is the thing. Like, this is why I don't understand why we just didn't promise him more game time. Because Donny plays. Because the squad is now thin. I don't understand it. I don't get it. I'm at a loss as to why. I'm really, really at a loss as to why. I don't know. Tellers is a miss because he's just a miles better fullback than Shaw. He's a miles better fullback than Shaw. Bailly's always injured, so that is nothing new. Lindelof was playing well before, obviously, the same illness, and his house got robbed and everything like that. He's injured. Bruno, I wouldn't be too fussed about, to be honest. I wouldn't be too fussed about. After his performances this season, I've had enough. Word to Said, like I've had enough of Bruno. Like I've been off the Bruno hype train, like just not good enough. And I've said this. And the likes of the game against Middlesbrough just like coincides. I remember having debates with people in the comments a couple of weeks ago on the ManDem United show and saying, when's the last time Bruno played well back to back in the Premier League? And at that point, he did put in a couple decent performances. But before that, people were talking about opening day of the season. And it's like, we're in February. A man are telling me about games in August. Not good enough. And that game against Middlesbrough just sums him up. Like, be clutch. Like, the chances dropped to him. That one that he missed is criminal. That's a criminal miss. And if that was Martial, he'd be crucified. If that was Pogba, he'd be crucified. But because it's Bruno Fernandes now, we're just gonna sweep it under the rug. I don't like that. Please keep the same energy for all the players, because I do. Keep the same. Whoever misses that, that's a criminal miss. It's a criminal miss. Absolutely. So yeah, let me get through some of the comments. Big up Gorilla Boss. Says Barbados in here. Big up, man. Love to see Barbados in the building. Love that. I will get to this question. Ask me later about what 11 I'd like to see today versus Burnley. Flawless, would you say Bruno has been a successful signing overall? No. I wouldn't say he's been successful, but I wouldn't say he's been successful, but I wouldn't say he's been a disappointment. Because I believe he can be a part of a successful Manchester United team. Just not as a main starter, just not as the main man. But he definitely 110% has his uses. We've already seen how much better he plays in an 8 than he does a 10. So he can be used. See, FAC always saying, all right, Bruno's out in the stuff, sure. Based off of what? Man really just be saying anything. And this happens all the time. Like, we got to stop doing this. Like, on lives, I will always police on lives when someone says some wild stuff, or on social media. Like, even yesterday when James Garner, he had a good game over the weekend and people were like, bring him back. And I was on Bainesy's channel and I was like, he went to Watford and wasn't good. Man was like, he hardly played for Watford. He started 20 matches. He played, I don't know if he started, but he played 20 matches. People just talking about things and just saying things with nothing to back it up. Whether you agree or disagree with me, I always give you my opinion and then state why. I'll always back it up with something. I don't just stay an opinion and go, yeah. I think this and then nothing else. Like, this is not what we do, and I keep the same energy as well. And I answer any questions you lot ask. There's no questions I duck when it comes to Manchester United. I'll answer anything. So we got to stop doing this. Bruno's out in the stuff. Like, okay. Man really just be saying anything. Where else we are? Get the likes up as well, people, and share this across all the socials. Get the likes all the way up. Share it across all the socials. Subscribe to the channel as well. And there's a point I was going to get to as well. Oh yeah, this is the point. And here's something I thought of. It was after the Middlesbrough game. Big up to my guy Cams as well. It was legit after the Middlesbrough game, because I was unsure about January transfer window. Like, I didn't like it in terms of who we let go, getting lack of replacements. If you look at who's replaced Martial and Donny in the Champions League squad, it's Lee Grant and Phil Jones. That does not fill you with any confidence. But what does fill me with confidence is the 11 we do have, certain players specifically, and the manager as well, who has changed the system, and we've seen he will play different formations where he feels fit. But what I'm thinking is because people are like, oh, can United finish top 4? Can United get through past Atletico Madrid and go deep into the Champions League? To me, both of them, yes. But they depend on 3 players. Manchester United will go as far as the form and fitness of numbers 19, 6, and 25. Numbers 19, number 6, and number 25. Let me repeat that. Number 19, number 6, number 25. United's whole season rests on those 3 players. If those 3 players stay fit, play, are in form, we'll finish top 4, no doubt, and we'll go deep into the Champions League. However, if those 3 players' have fitness issues and are injured or are playing and don't play well, we're in trouble. Let me repeat that, people. Numbers 19, number 6, and number 25. Our entire season rests on the shoulders of those 3 players. Again, before Bainesy gets in his feelings, that doesn't mean Ronaldo can't have an impact. That doesn't mean Bruno can't have an impact. That doesn't mean Rashford can't have an impact. It doesn't mean that Fred can't have an impact. Dalot, Tellez, who I rate both fullbacks very highly. I disagree with number 7, Bainesy. Completely disagree. Obviously, De Gea as well, he'll play a key part. But to me, no. I'm saying EFAC, you just trolling, so I'm just going to ignore you right now. So, yeah. That's my thoughts on it. Numbers 19, number 6 and number 25. And that's what I came to the realization of. You know what I'm saying? And that I disagree, Jerry, even though I think he'll have an impact 100%. But I don't think him having incredible form, because he's had incredible form and we've been sat 8th, 9th, like 10th, 6th, 7th at times. Of course, you disagree with me, Bainesy, because you don't look at it logically. You don't look at it logically. But again, that's why I said I looked at it logically and said it's not like those players, the players I didn't mention can't have an impact. They can't. But Jerry, I need to get you on soon as well, my guy. Definitely 100%. Ahmed says, Pogba jaded might solve the problem of creativity, but finishing is a serious issue. I disagree because we haven't seen Manchester United create a lot of chances consistently to say finishing is an issue. One thing I trust about the likes of Cavani, the likes of Bruno. Thanks. One thing I trust about the likes of Cavani, the likes of Bruno, the likes of Ronaldo is if we create that many chances for them, they'll score. I have no issues with that. And that's why I wasn't so mad about the Middlesbrough defeat, because I'm like, at least we're creating chances. If our biggest problem is finishing chances, then we'll be okay. Because I haven't seen Manchester United create that many big chances. When's the last time United created 7 big? I don't think it's been in the last 3 years. You probably have to go back to, when was Zlatan here? Maybe Mourinho's reign, when Manchester United missed that many good chances and great chances in one game. I don't remember it happening under Oli. Maybe in his interim run, but as a permanent manager, no. And I don't remember it. And then obviously now Ralph's run, and I don't remember it happening. So I think we'll be okay. So I don't think the finishing is a serious issue. Now, if it continues, like if it happens now and it happens on the weekend and in the Champions League games, we're in trouble. Brian says Ronaldo's finished, but I can't lie. Yo, it hurts, Brian, and this is why I don't like discussing it, because he's one of my favorite Manchester United players of all time. He's one of my favorite players of all time. Like, he's top 3 Manchester United favorite players. He cracks my top 5 like of all time. So this is the pedestal I put this guy on. He's a part of it. Got voted, and we're going to do an Agenda FC on it. Manchester United, the greatest Premier League side of all time. And I put him on that pedestal. He's given me some of the greatest footballing memories of my lifetime, and will continue, and they will stay with me forever. But he's just not it. He's a boxer who's boxed on too long. But because he has the skill set, he still has that knockout punch. He can still, Ronaldo can still impact games without question. We've seen it this season. Yes, he's 1-12 currently, but he can still impact games. If Ronaldo scored a brace tonight or scored the winner tonight against Burnley, would it surprise me? Absolutely not. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely not. It wouldn't surprise me. Or in the Champions League, if he scores against Atletico Madrid, because he still has that ability. You don't lose all the ability. But we need to stop looking at Ronaldo like he's that Ronaldo. Cristiano Ronaldo is no longer that player, the same way Messi is no longer that player. And it hurts, because you don't want to see your GOATs go out like that. But Ronaldo's 37. Messi's what? 35? Like, I wouldn't expect it. There isn't 35, 37-year-olds attacking players running around who are world class. At that age, the only one I can think of currently in the Premier League is Thiago Silva. That's the only one. And this is what comes down to Ronaldo being utilized and used properly. So this is why I'm not going to do the Bainesy thing and get my emotions involved and get emotionally invested. I understand what Ronaldo is. And it hurts me to say it. Like, I don't want to say it. This is why when he starts getting slandered, I shut up. I don't try and defend it. Says Ronaldo and Messi are still both world class. I disagree. And their form and their goal returns show it. I'm not seeing a lot of men, and when I've watched him, like Messi they have moments. Like Ronaldo can have moments. Messi can have moments. But in terms of them carrying teams to glory, it's over. That's over. If Manchester United are going to be successful, it's not going to be it's not going to be resting on Cristiano Ronaldo. It rests on numbers 19, 25, and 6. 19, 6, and 25. Same with PSG. They're going to be successful. To me, it rests on Neymar, Mbappe, Verratti. They're the players I look at. And again, that doesn't, before Bainesy loses his mind, I'm not saying Ronaldo can't have an impact. Because Bainesy, what you'll do is, if Ronaldo scores a brace today, oh, he's back, I told you, and then when if he goes one open play goal in 5, you're going to be like, oh, I can't believe where this has happened from. I told you this happened. I'm saying those people in Bainesy's chat was like Flawless remained consistent on this Ronaldo thing, and I wanted to be wrong. This again is why I didn't want him to come back, because not only do I know he's not once what he was, I also know this team is nowhere near what he needs to do, and that like this team is nowhere near good enough to help him. Not a chance. Not a chance. What else we got? Simeone wants that revenge. We're going to see if number 7's up to the challenge. We're going to find out, Eddie. Absolutely. We are going to find out. Continue to get your questions in as well, because I've said a lot, and please get the likes up. There's over 40 of you lot in here, and we're not even at 20 likes. So get the likes up and subscribe to the channel as well. And don't forget, we will be bringing you the Burnley versus Manchester United watch along as well, people. Exactly, Brian. He can't back up his point. There's nothing to back it up. That's why I don't talk to him about it unless like we're on a show. Like outside of that, like when you're in a group chat talking rubbish, I'm not interested. Because I'll say, Flawless, I'm disappointed. Back this up, Bainesy. Why are you disappointed? Like, tell me why you added, like, again, this comes back to the point I originally made earlier in the show. You've made a statement, now back it up. When I've been very fair, when I've said we can still make an impact. He could score the winner today. Absolutely. He could get an assist today. He could play well today and win the game. Like, he still has that ability, but he's not what you think he is. And that's not a shot. Man's 37 years old. I don't know of any 37-year-old attackers who are doing the business at the highest level. I don't know. But yeah, on to the Burnley game as well. On to the Burnley game. Vitally important we win today. Vitally important we win today. Because if I have a look at it, let me actually check the Premier League table. Because I know we're currently sat 4th, which is good. And the win, not only does it help, it helps bring the morale back up after the FA Cup defeat. It also, like, it puts us in good stead for 4th, because I'm looking at, you got Newcastle, Everton, West Ham, Watford, and Burnley, Manchester United. So they're the 3 games today. Obviously, we need Watford to do a job against West Ham, which I'm fully confident they can do, which would be a draw. But if we win today, not only does it put us on 41 points, it puts us still a point clear of West Ham. That's obviously if they beat Watford with a game in hand, and it increases the leads over Arsenal and Spurs. We got Arsenal have they're 2 points behind us with a game in hand. Spurs are 2 points behind us also but they've got 2 games in hand. So Spurs 2 games in hand, 2 points behind us. Arsenal 1 game in hand, 2 points behind us. So if we win, it stretches it to 5 points. And it adds pressure to the 2 North London clubs. It adds pressure to West Ham chasing us as well. And it also only puts us 6 points behind Chelsea with a game in hand on them. Do I believe we catch Chelsea? No. However, it's still good to be within 5-6 points of Chelsea with a game in hand. That's morale boosting. Let's do our best to try and grab them into this top 4 race, even though I think they'll be absolutely fine. I do believe that to be fine, absolutely fine. Bat of Krypton says, Flawless, Ragnick rejected Bayern twice, also Chelsea because he didn't get full control. Having Ragnick means he helps us, and if he decides to walk, he's exposed the club further. It's not as bad. That is true. I agree with you, Bat of Krypton. That is 110% true. If he's rejected Bayern Munich, he's rejected Chelsea. So if he doesn't go upstairs into the consultancy role, then we know what it is, and it just exposes our club further. And I'm all for that. Let's expose the club. Because then maybe fans will, because I'm done protesting and stuff like that. Like I've been to 3 out of 4 protests, and then we signed Ronaldo and everybody shut up and went in the house and that. So I'm not protesting anymore. However, maybe it causes the fans to get united, no pun intended, and force the board out and force these owners out. But here we are. And here's another thing as well. Bainesy, I feel you're on Ronaldo's Flawless says not the problem, not the solution. That's it. You know what I'm saying in that? That's legit it. Like, he's not the biggest problem, but he's definitely not the solution. This is why we need to clear out him, Cavani, both should leave in or something. And I'm all for that. I'm all for both of them leaving. But where was I at? Oh, yeah, in terms of Ragnick. The consultancy role. So hopefully he does go and step into the consultancy role in the summer. I'm hearing Ten Hag is on his way out as well from Ajax. So it seems, this gives me the Poch vibes in terms of this is now the perfect opportunity to get this guy. This seems like it. This is Poch all over again. Will we miss this boat? Because we should have got Poch before he went to PSG and we missed the boat. Ten Hag, it seems all the pieces are falling in place because people are talking about Ten Hag's made for Manchester City, which I understand. And now if reports are true and he is now leaving Ajax, he can't go to Manchester City. So it makes sense for us. It makes perfect sense for us. And another thing as well, people have spoken about top four. There is a gold, not even a silver lining. There is a gold lining for Manchester United if we don't finish top four. Some reasons petty, some reasons not. Sorry, people. The non-petty reasons and legitimate reasons is the new manager coming in can now focus solely on the Premier League. That is his number one priority, and he can put all his eggs in that basket. Because when you're in the Premier League and Champions League, they both take priority. So you have Premier League, you have Champions League, then below that you have FA Cup, and then below that you have League Cup. Whereas, however, if the new manager comes in and we're not in the Champions League, Premier League's top, then it goes to Europa League, then it's FA Cup, then it's League Cup, and it can allow him to prioritize and put all his eggs into one basket. So that is a good thing. Also, as well, it gives you 2 shots at getting back into the Champions League, because not only can you finish top 4, you can also win the Europa League. So I'm not all for it, but if it happened, again, similar to the FA Cup defeat, I'm not going to like cry about them not being in the Champions League because we're not favorites in it anyway, which we're not. Unless we have an incredible summer and say Ten Hag or whoever the new manager comes in turns it around and our recruitment's miles better. Also, as well, if one of the 2 North London clubs gets it, which if it's not us, I believe it will be one of those 2, they are getting sent to the heaven gates. Arsenal in Europe, they're getting 10-2 again. They are getting 10. If they face Bayern Munich or Real Madrid, they are absolutely getting annihilated. They are getting 10-2. They are getting sent to the heavenly gates. They have no X factor. Like with Manchester United, you look at it and go, not only do we have a good manager and a good operator, we also have X factor players. We have number 19, we have number 6, we have number 25, we have the likes of Ronaldo, we have Rashford, we have Delort, we have Telles, we have De Gea. Like we have players who can put in individual performances. Arsenal don't have that. There's 0 X factor in their team and there's 0 X factor in their manager. They're just an above average side. They are getting sent to go turn up in the Champions League with Xhaka and Partey and Odegaard in your midfield 3. With Martinelli, whatever striker they bring in Saka. With Ben White, Gabriel, you are getting sent to the heavenly gates. 110%. They are getting 10-2 again. I'm telling you right now. And then as for Spurs, yes, they have X factors. If Kane's still there, they have Kane, they have Son. Conte's record in Europe is horrendous, and it doesn't get spoken about. For an elite level manager, which Conte is, because Conte is one of the A-level managers. He's in that top bracket. His record in Europe is awful. And then you're adding that onto Spursy tax. That is a match made in hell for them. They are getting sent to the heavenly gates. This is the same team that couldn't get past a team and the manager was in jail. And you want to go put them in Europe's elite competition. So that's the benefits right there. Not only does it help us if we're not in Europe in terms of prioritizing the Premier League, and it gives us 2 chances at getting back into the Champions League. We watch Arsenal and Spurs get absolutely sacrificed. We're forgetting that. They got, was it 7-0 on aggregate to Bayern Munich, Spurs? If either of those teams go in, they are getting moved to. Conte is horrific. I wish Peter was here because he knows his record. Conte is horrific. Now, the reason why I call Conte elite is, but he's not of the level of a Klopp, a Tuchel, but he's A-. He's in that bracket. When you win domestic leagues, you're A-. He's won domestic Juventus into Chelsea. He's A-. You can't win leagues in 2 countries multiple times and not be. Like, he's definitely A-. He's definitely A-, 100%. Spurs ain't doing nothing in the Champions League. Like, no, they're not. He's world-class, but not elite. Below the creme de la creme, Zidane, Pep, Hansi Flick. Yeah, that's what I said. But I'd still put him in the elite bracket in terms of A-. A- is still elite. He's just not of the level of those. Like I said, when you win multiple league titles, I got to give you your props, which he has done. It's a very tough thing, but his record in Europe is horrific. Let me actually Google this. This is Europe. Like, one sec. Let me have a look at this. Antonio Conte. Have a look. Because I know it's not good. Like I said, this is why I need Pierre in that, because he was the one who put me onto this. I'm trying to have a look here. Yeah, see, representing Chelsea and Inter, Conte has won only 3 of his last 15 Champions League matches. Crashed out at the group stage for the second year running, but his first time in the club, they ever finished bottom. Yeah, man, they horrific. Horrific. The furthest he got in the tournament was the quarterfinals in 2012-13, losing 4-0 on aggregate to Bayern Munich. See, including his time at Juventus, Chelsea, and Inter, Conte's total Champions League management record is 12 victories, 11 draws, and 11 defeats. I think he has 1 knockout tie win. So, yeah, go on, Spurs. And they need players. All right. I'm saying someone in North London about to get sent to the heavenly gates if they don't win the Champions League. Nah, I disagree because Tuchel's won it. At this point, we should do a manager tier list. That's actually a good idea, Ahmed. That is something I'm going to do. That is a great shout. Are you scared as United that Pep signed in a new deal? Scared? No, because we still got work to do. Regardless of if Pep's there or not, we're behind Manchester City. Like, even if they go get a B-level manager, we have much bigger issues than Manchester City. We need to sort out ourselves. Like, that's on us. What else we at? I want to get to one of the other comments as well. Ahmed says, all I ask for is a striker below the age of 30. Is that too much to ask for? It's really not. And I believe it will happen. Yo, disgruntled blogger, I agree with this. We should have let Ronaldo go City and saw how quick Pep would have had him tag teaming with the bench. Or he would have used him properly, which is as an impact sub or certain games. Like, that's how he should be used. And what was the point I was getting to? Yeah, about United in Europe. But still, like I said, do we finish top 4? All our numbers 19, 6, and 25. That's just my opinion. That is just my opinion. See? Arsenal under Wenger held 15-3 in 3 games against Bayern. They need to relax. They get moved to, man. Knocking on heaven's door, Brian. I agree. I 110% agree. What else we at? Yes, make sure you subscribe to finish the article as well. Ryan is right. Flawless, what do you actually think of Ten Hag? Because I feel that people are disrespecting him. Big up to the real Zlatan. I believe people don't know a lot about him. But because he's being linked with Manchester United, people are making assessments. So unless you are watching Ajax week in, week out in the Dutch league, I don't really want to hear too much of what you have to say. Am I going to be watching them closely in the Champions League as long as they stay in it and United are not playing that day? Yes. Let me actually check that. Hold up. Because I can't remember what day they play on, like who plays on their day. But I'm looking to do their game, depending on who. I hope it's not ours. Ah, shit, yeah, it's ours, so I won't be doing that. However, yeah, with him, he seems like, from people I talk to, and when I've watched Ajax a few times, he looks like he has a good system. They have a great way of playing. And if Ten Hag did come in, I wouldn't be mad at it. I have 0 issues with Ten Hag coming into the side. Absolutely no problem with him taking over this football team. And if that's what Ralph wants, I'm with it. Because people have asked me many a time, who do you want? I said, whoever Ralph wants. Because we need to improve our recruitment. And that is improving our relationship with the board to the manager. Like, that's how I'm looking at it. Brian says, we need to focus on ourselves before thinking of Manchester City. I 110% agree. Big up, guys. Subscribe and like. Yes, please make sure you do. I'd be wondering who number 19 was for a second. Randy's stuck up a cheeky number 2. Nah, leave him with number 19. Flawless, I've watched Ajax domestically sometimes. He's not crazy similar to Pep, but there are a lot of similarities. This is what I keep hearing as well. This is why I continue to keep hearing, and that's why people said he makes sense. But then obviously with the news coming out that he wants to leave, does he come Manchester United? Does he go elsewhere? These are all the things. Does he want to come to Manchester United? Does Ralph want him? Like, there's so many variables that we don't know about. That's why I also think Flawless people love disrespecting what they don't know. He's my number 1 target for the summer as manager. Yeah, people love this rather than just say like me, I don't know. This is why I'm not here making an assessment on Ten Hag and saying he is good enough or he's not. Because there's so many variables that come with that. And I wish that Ajax weren't playing Benfica the same day United were playing, because I was interested in watching their game. And depending on the draw, hopefully if they do get through, I can watch their next game and watch him for a 2 full 90 minutes in a high-pressure situation, which is the Champions League quarterfinal. Yo, fuck Overmars. I don't want him nowhere near my club. You know what I'm saying? And after what he did, fuck Overmars. Ten Hag wants the job. It would make sense. I've not heard him say that, but I understand why you would want the Manchester United job. Brian says, I've watched Ajax consistently in the Champions League for 3 years. Every time I watch them, they play amazing football, some of the best in Europe. I hear that. But at the AFAC, yes, it does make sense. I know City don't accommodate anybody. This is how I know you just talk to be talk. You just comment for comment's sake. First Bruno was out in Iniesta, and now City would accommodate Ronaldo. Pep don't accommodate anybody. He don't accommodate anybody. They just signed a player for 100 million and he's not accommodating. Pep does what's best for the team, which is right. Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do. Do what's best for the team. Zlatan says, I think Ralph will favour Ten Hag over Poch because Ten Hag has background in Germany. He managed the Bayern Munich second team, so that might be a factor. I did not know that. I didn't know that. Okay, that's interesting. Pep 2.0 is Luis Enrique. Both managed Barca B. Both come through the youth system. It's literally beat for beat that Pep's clone and their close friends, both trebles with Barca. Or you say it makes sense, Path Krypton. Can't even argue with it. Again, Ryan's right. Again, the top coaches do not put a player over the team. Nonsense. This whole individual thing is over. Football is a system-based game. And until the top teams or any top team starts becoming successful with the individuals, we'll go back to that. It's system-based now. City is system-based. Liverpool is system-based. Chelsea is system-based. The 3 best teams in the country and 3 of the best teams in Europe are system-based. They're 2 of the last 3 Champions League winners, I believe. Yeah, because Chelsea won it last year. I can't remember who won it. Who won it in 2020? And then Liverpool won it in 2019, I believe. Let me actually check that. Something like that. I know you lot in the comments will know. My memory's not the greatest, is it? Because United didn't win it. I'm like, yeah, whatever. That's why I can't remember too tough, because I don't particularly care. Well, yeah, it's system-based. Why is it going back to the draw, man? What is going on in his list? There we go. Yeah, Bayern Munich, system-based. Chelsea, Bayern Munich, Liverpool, the last 3 winners, system-based teams. That doesn't mean they don't have great individuals in that team, but it's a system. Eddie says, I keep saying it, I can't see Ten Hag's success without acknowledging how good he was with it in regards to Ajax's structure. But then hopefully, I hear you, Eddie, but hopefully with him, let's say hypothetically Ten Hag takes over and then you have Ralph, that improves the structure already. Just those 2 appointments improve the structure. Ten Hag as manager, Ralph as the consultancy, in the consultancy role. Like, that makes sense. That is it where it needs to be? No, but is that massive improvement? Yes. Sagib says, if your team are accommodating for Ronaldo in 2022, you ain't serious. Facts. Shouldn't be accommodating for any player. Shouldn't be accommodating for any player. Only problem with Ten Hag is we don't have the players to play that style of football. But we have players who may fit the system, who we don't think fit the system. Or he might slightly alter it, and which is fine. Or we have a season that isn't the best, and then you get him his players. I have no issue with that. We've seen Pep do that at City. They weren't his players. They had a poor first season, and then he got his guys in and gradually improved. I think we have the ballers for him. He likes techie ballers, correct? We have many techie ballers. We have Martial. You have Lingard if he's here. You have Sancho. You have Pogba if he's here. You have Donny van der Beek if he's here. I think he'd like the likes of Juan Mata. He fits that type of system. He has Delo. He has Tellers. I think you could use Fred as well. You have Varane. So there's players there that can be utilized in his system. And it takes time, but that's any manager we get. Any manager we get is going to want their players. But this comes back to recruitment and United having a philosophy and a style of play and getting players to fit that. Say it all the time, whoever we sign should be of a certain profile. All of our fullbacks should be of this profile. Our centre-backs, our holding midfielders, our 8s, our 10s, our wide players, our strikers should all be a very similar profile. Like I've said it before, and I say it again, if you look at Liverpool, there's certain players that Liverpool will sign or you'll look at and go, he's a Klopp player, he's a Liverpool player. Same with Manchester City. Like Grealish fits what Pep is trying to do. I've only seen clips of that Luis Diaz that Liverpool have signed, but he fits what they're trying to do. I look at St. Maximum and go, yeah, he would fit Liverpool because he's that style and that type of player. Whereas with us, you don't know what you're going to get. I have no idea what you're going to get. Wheels Latin says Ten Hag has already overseen 2 rebuilds with a tight budget at Ajax. People forget that he lost to Young, De Ligt, Donny, and Ziyech after that Champions League run in 2019. That's impressive. I did not look at it like that. I didn't even know about that. But that is true. Man lost the core of his team to lose De Jong, to lose De Ligt, Donny, and Ziyech. That's four key players. And a tight budget. So imagine he comes here with the resources and the financial firepower Manchester United have. EFAC says, yeah, it depends if he gets full control. That's on him. Don't take the job. They don't give you what you want. Do not take the job. That's all. Oh, hit the like button on the video, people. Hit the like button on the video, people. Share it across all the socials. Subscribe to the channel, Sarcasm City TV as well. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Also, as well, continue to get your questions in, people. Continue to get your questions in before I close out the show. I'll be here for another 10, 15 minutes or so. We'll just keep all your comments, questions, Manchester United related. Don't forget the watch along will be happening on the channel as well. Burnley versus Manchester United. Hopefully, Donny starts for Everton today, man. I hope so as well. I hope so. Plus, players of his 2019 team flopped at their new clubs. That is a fact. Well, to the Ziyech one, definitely. I don't know about... Yeah, the Ziyech one, Donny, you could argue it didn't get fair game time. I don't know too much about the younger De Ligt. But I hear your overall point. Also lost Dolberg and Veltman. Hella players always leaving Ajax. Yeah, that's because it's their system. How to get players through the youth and then sell them on for a big fee. That's the Ajax model. And that's what they've done even with the... Look at the 6 players that you and Wheels Latin have named. Wherever the profit was on those players, I bet it's 100 mil, 150 million plus, and they'll do more as well. There'll probably be players in the Ajax team now who will probably get sold. Where else we at? The equalizer is no structure is money. Regardless of what people say about our owners, they do initially back every manager. Only spent $500 million. Yeah, they do. You know what I'm saying? And that the problem with Manchester United has never been spending money. We spent money poorly. That is the problem. The issue is in the way we spend money. And that is a great equalizer to no structure is money. But I think we can get both and have success. And I don't mind yo-yoing. People want this long-term stability. I'd do the Chelsea. Win the league one season and finish 6th the next. I'd take that. Win the Champions League and then finish 4th the next season. I'm taking that. 100%. I'm taking it. I'd love to be always 12 to 18 months away from a trophy. You ain't won one in 5 years and it could be 6. I'm all for it. Big up Disgruntled Blogger says, obviously I missed the beginning. Have you spoken on how Ragnick subliminally dissed the board on how we haven't won the league in 10 years? He's right. He's right in what he's saying. He's not wrong. We haven't won the league in 10 years. Let me get the quote up, actually. Or someone that actually put his quotes in the comments, please. Put the quotes in the comments. Where we at? I swear I saved a couple things. Let me have a look. Big up to my guy Timo out in the UAE as well. Did I say? Oh no, it was on Tellers and Fred. Yeah, it was Tellers and Fred. Where else we at? But what did he say? Big up to Man United winning the Champions League, says big up Flawless. Big up to you, EFAC, just saying anything. Disgruntled Blogger says Professor Ralph is in his bag. Yeah, he's not lying though. There is major problems. When you go nearly 10 years without winning a league title, something's off. Bob Kipton says Ten Hag plays with a striker / false 9, aka Benzema, Hala, Giroud. We got Martial who fits the bill. Also loves to use an attacking 10 up top like Tadic, Muller. We got Donny, played a couple times. False 9. Makes sense. Makes sense. Ragnick is a breath of fresh air on and off the pitch. Yes. Off the pitch because he's just openly honest and answers questions. And secondly, on the pitch because he's proactive rather than reactive. And we've seen him switch formations and take big players off and also get results and also improve us. We've improved defensively. We've improved offensively. Do we have levels to go? Yes, but we've actually had control in games. There's 4 or 5 games we've legitimately had control. Whether we've won, lost, or drawn those games, or we've lost control of those games. We've had 20 minutes or 45 minutes or 60 minutes where we've been good. Middlesbrough, Crystal Palace, Brentford, Aston Villa, West Ham. They're 5 games and we've not seen that in 3 years. We have not seen that in 3 years. If there's no winning structure from top to the bottom, you bring a winning structure from the bottom to the top, like Klopp did at Liverpool. Liverpool hadn't won a league title in 30 years. And they had great recruitment as well on top of that. Because he didn't want Salah and Mane. I think it was Brandt and I can't remember who the other player was. Mohammed says, I'd rather take James Garner over Rice. I feel Rice would be another Maguire. Loads of money could both be spent on Basuma. I don't want James Garner or Rice. Just go get 2 serious midfielders. Go get Basuma and somebody else. Like, I'm not saying I don't rate Rice. I'm just saying for the price and the fee we're talking, not worth it. At all. Not worth it. For the fee we're talking, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Talking all 80, 90, 100 million. Like, no. I've said this about Rice. He don't start for any of the teams we're chasing. Or he's the 3rd best midfielder at best. For Liverpool, he might start over Henderson, but he's 3rd best midfielder. For Chelsea, he don't start because he's not better than Jorginho, Kante, or Kovacic. For City, he don't start. So why are we going in and spending 80, 90 million on him? That makes no sense. Makes no sense to me whatsoever. Yeah, no winning structure was initially in place. You're right. We should sell Bruno. It's that Liverpool S moment. You was talking of Bruno being... All right, whatever, bro, Krypton. I'm going to time you out. Wouldn't he be our 2nd best midfielder? Yeah, that goes to show how bad our midfield is. But I'm not talking about us, Ryan. You could go in and potentially be our 2nd best midfielder. My point is, we're not who we have, it's who we are chasing. And I've said this before. Just because any team can sign a player, and that player can legitimately improve their first team. It can improve their first 11. That doesn't mean that player is good enough for where Manchester United are trying to go. Manchester United are trying to chase down your club, Liverpool. We're trying to chase down Manchester City, and we're trying to chase down Chelsea. They're the 3 clubs. He does at best. He's 3rd best at each of those clubs, at the very best. So why are we spending 80, 90, 100 million on a player that barely starts for Liverpool or gets in 3rd best? Doesn't start for Chelsea, doesn't start for Manchester City. We need to be getting players who are in the conversations to do so. Rice isn't it. Simple as that. Rice is not it. He's not. He's not for where we're trying to go. So this is what Ralph said. If United have not won the title in the last 10 years, there must be some good reasons for that. He's not lying. He's not lying. Right now, we are 4th in the league, and everybody inside of the club, including myself, would be happy if we finish 4th at the end of the season. He's right. That's the what's it called? That's the target. The target's not 3rd. The target's not 2nd. The target's not Champions League. The target is finishing 4th, finishing the top 4. Because that's just where we are. It hurts people to hear that, but that's what it is. That was the target at the start of the season. I said the bare minimum is finishing 4th. I'm not 4th. I'm not going to jump up and down about it because I believe we have the 4th best team in the league. Therefore, we should finish 4th or higher. Now, I think Rice is very good, but United should look out for options. I agree we should look out for options. There's no way like we should be looking at Rice. Because only one better than him in Pogba, but that's a lot of midfielders. That doesn't mean Rice is good enough. Doesn't mean Rice is good enough at all. I believe Coutinho would be our 2nd best midfielder. But do I believe Coutinho is good enough for where Manchester United are trying to go? No. Coutinho's in that bracket. You can pick players. Easy. Pick anybody. Pick someone. Allen would improve our midfield. Do I believe Allen is good enough for where Manchester United are trying to go to? No. Allen, that's our Everton people. Decore is the same. Imran Loser at Watford is the same. I believe he would improve our midfield. Is he good enough for where Manchester United are trying to go to right now? No. I rate him highly, yes. All right, this is what I'm talking about. Like, we just accept this mediocrity stuff. I don't think it's this bad, but I've Krypton, but I understand your overall point. He says, Rice 80, 90 million, flawless. Which midfielders would you get for that money? Pick one. You got a Basuma and then Didi. Or just go get someone from abroad. But there are 2 that stick out. Rice would be another Maguire disaster class. I don't think he'd be that bad. Where are we at? Can Rice play box to box or just CDM? I believe both. David says, I don't want Poch as manager. Absolutely not. Our number one target needs to be Ten Hag leaving Ajax in the summer. That is the case. I understand that. I'm not going to argue you down. I don't particularly want Poch. Skip says Rice is the most consistent performer in the league, in my opinion. That does not mean he's good enough for Manchester United. Danny Ings last season was one of the most consistent performers in the Premier League. That doesn't mean Danny Ings should come to Manchester United. I'm lost at this point. I don't get it. Please elaborate. Because it doesn't take away my point that he doesn't start for anybody we're chasing. He's third best at best for the teams we're chasing. We should be getting players who can potentially get into the squads or get into the first 11s of the teams we're chasing. This is why I'm so critical of Lindelof. This is why I'm so critical of Bruno. This is why I'm so critical of Rice. I'm not trying to see Rice against, none of those teams are taking him. Like Chelsea fans who want Rice over Kante, I think is crazy and it's nuts and I don't understand it. He's their fourth best midfielder if he goes there. Don't get it. This Ronaldo blogger says, this is our job and why I'm here. My mission is getting the best out of the squad and all of the rest has to be dealt with at the end of the season. He's right. That's what he's here for. I would have got Kamavinga 18 and could turn him into a CDM. He's young. The FA says I've had enough of our squad being bottle jobs. Players that come in must have passed the trophy test. I disagree with that. I don't think our squad's full of bottle jobs. This is not good enough. I don't think it's a mentality thing. It's a technical thing. These players are just not good enough. We have too many squad players in our first 11. The hair you can put there. We're playing Wan-Bissaka and Shaw for long periods of time. Not good enough. And all the players I mentioned in here, I think either are squad players or should be on the bench or should be sold. So you got Wan-Bissaka, you got Shaw, you got Maguire, you got Lindelof. That's our entire back four. You got McTominay, you got Matic, you got Fred. You got Bruno. It's most of our midfield. It's all of our midfield apart from Pogba. So I've named 2 players. Then in the attacking areas, you got Alanga. I leave Alanga out because he's new. You've got Rashford. You got Lingard. You got Juan Mata. Yeah, you got Ronaldo. You got Cavani. Like, this is what I'm saying in that. Like, that's not a bottle job thing. That's squad mentality. That's just not being good enough. How many of them players I just named go to City, Liverpool, and Chelsea and start? Let's go through it. Wan-Bissaka, Shaw, no. Maguire, no. Lindelof, no. McTominay, no. Matic, no. Bruno, no. Rashford, no. Who else did I say? Lingard, no. Juan Mata, no. Ronaldo, no. Cavani, no. So how are we supposed to catch these teams when the majority of our first teamers don't make their first teams? And it's not even a debate to be had. At least with Pogba, you can debate. At least with Varane, you can debate. At least with Sancho, you can debate. De Gea, you can debate. You can make an argument. Ain't no argument for Lindelof starting for these, man. Same with Maguire. Same with Bruno. Same with McTominay. There's no argument to be had. I can't stand 10 toes down and be like, yeah. Nah. Not in the slightest. Like, we can't. So that's why I don't think it's a ball job thing. See, I'm not trying to see this. Ghana looked good the other day with him and Tuchumani. That would be interesting to add to our midfield. I'm not trying to see Ghana, no. Go and sign some serious midfielders. Ghana had one good game and all of a sudden we should bring Ghana back. Nah, I'm not with it. Sakib says very high standards, to be fair. And that's where we should be at. We should be aiming for those high standards. Because I've noticed I have much higher standards than the average fan, which is cool. There's not a shot. That's just the facts of the man. I'm not trying to see Rice. I'm trying to see players that potentially go into the teams above us. Because that's how you get there. Because when we do combined 11s, we get 2-3 players in max. And then that's it. The show's over. Yeah, trophy test. You don't have to necessarily have won trophies. Eddie just done Bruno Rashford says certified bottle jobs for real. See, big up to Kenton as well. Large up Kenton, he says, yo, Flawless, those guys ain't good enough, bro. Long time, no jump. A long time. Jumped in, been busy, been sick as well, but mama fighting the good fight. Love to you. I hope you're good. I hope mama's good. I hope everyone is good around you as well, Ken, and big up to you every single time. Again, C1 missing the mark. Rice is your second best midfielder after Pogba because Donny is leaving. It's clear. If everyone else, to be honest, he's not even in a convo, in my opinion. I haven't said that Rice wouldn't be our second best midfielder. He would be. That's not a dispute. My thing is, and I say this again, just because you sign a player and he improves your first 11 doesn't make it a good signing if he can't reach the levels of where you're trying to go to. Rice don't start for your club, C1. He goes to your team and he's the fourth best midfielder. So why do I want him starting for me? But yet the team we're chasing, or one of the teams in Chelsea, he doesn't start for. He's your fourth best if he goes Chelsea. So why is he first team for us? Why is he our second best? If he's your fourth best, he should be our fourth best. Because we're chasing you lot. That should be the levels we aspire to be and go beyond. We're not just trying to meet Chelsea, we're trying to surpass them. So this is why I'm not into this Rice thing. But you say you're a fan of Rice, C1, I know. Matic is still a quality football player. I never said Matic was bad. So why you said this, I don't know. Yeah, C1, it's all good. Delo, De Gea, Telles, Fred, Lindelof, Varane, Pogba, Sancho, Diallo, Donny, Martial, Alanga, Palestri. Those are the only ones I would keep from a potential squad overall. Is damning flawless. I hear you. I'd put Matic in there, though. I'll put Matic in there. And this is not me basing this on who wants to stay and who wants to go. But I'd have Matic in there. I'd have Lingard in there as squad players. Definitely. I'd have those two in there as squad players. But I understand your point. Like, I do get it. David says, facts, none of them start for top teams in the Prem. Not as good as what some of our fans think some of them are. Facts. This is the facts of the matter. Flawless, I hear what you're saying, but a lot of the players Klopp recruited at Liverpool wouldn't have gone to City or Chelsea's first team at the time, but there was a plan. There was a plan. And a lot of them, you could argue, yes, they would. Fabinho, if you've watched him. Van Dijk, obviously we didn't expect him to go to the levels he got to, but yeah, there was a plan. Van Dijk. And these are new signings. Like, that's the difference. These are new signings. So it's like, all right, we give him chance. I've seen enough of Rice. And there's a plan of attack. They have Klopp as well, and they have great recruitment. We don't have a Klopp, and we don't have great recruitment. Now, if we get Ten Hag and we have great recruitment, different conversation. I'm saying these players ain't it. These players ain't it. At all. At all in the goddamn slightest. But for Fabinho, you can argue that. Alisson, you can argue that. Trent, you can argue that. So I can't remember when these players came in, so I don't know the direct correlation. And a manager to match. And the thing is with that, Liverpool ain't been that successful. Let's call a spade a spade. Whereas Liverpool's sustained success, they've won 2 major trophies in Klopp's 6-7 years. So how good has their recruitment been? Let's address that. Would I take that now as a Manchester United fan? Yes, but should they have done more? Yeah. They've got all these players. Maybe that's why they haven't been as successful. Maybe we overrate these Liverpool players. Well, man will tell you, Alisson's world-class, Van Dijk's world-class, Trent's world-class, Robertson's world-class, Fabinho's world-class, Thiago's world-class, and Salah's world-class. So that's 7. That's 7. That's 6 of your 10 outfield players. That's more than half that are world-class. But yet you won 2 major trophies in 7 years. So this goes back to my point. Maybe their recruitment does need to be better. You see how you figure stuff out, people? Great point, no, Brian. Well, yeah, they need to improve. That's why City just dog walk them every time in the Premier League, it seems pretty much. Apart from the season they won it and then the season where they lost it by a point. I'm just saying. Chelsea's recruitment, obviously Tuchel's new, so you give him more time, but they had a core base there of quality players. Now they just need to add to that. You can argue a Thiago Silva. You can argue a Rudiger. All jokes aside, you can argue a Christensen, a Jorginho, a Kante, a Kovacic, a Reece James. Their issue lies, obviously, at the top end of the pitch. You said it best. We got a lot of squad players playing first-team football. That Bruno chant still lives in my head, bro. I can't get rid of it. Oh, it's a bad one. Oh, it's a bad one. It's a bad one. Yeah, Rice at the right price is different conversation. Rice at 40 million, I'd take. 40 million, absolutely. 90 million, not so much. People thinking the facts were on our longest trophy drought ever with a relegation merchant as our captain is just a coincidence. Winners are needed in all areas. Yeah, I don't know about all that. Yes, it's uncomfortable conversation. And this is why I'm glad Brian said what he said, because we can go back and forth on these things and then we get to new points. So big up to you lot, because you lot made me realize that I'm like, maybe we are hyping him up. Uncomfortable conversations. Don't forget as well. Sagib says it, Klopp is the best in the world. So you have all these world-class players and a world-class manager, and you've won one league title in 7 years. You know, one Champions League in 7 years, or however long he's been. You ain't winning the Premier League this year. Champions League, definitely they could. But they have all these players and all these generational talents and all this. And you're out of title race before I'm planning what I'm going to do for New Year's Eve. I'm just saying. Maybe they need to recruit better. I'm just saying. Big up Young Izzy says, big up Flawless. Big up to you. Yes, get the likes up as well. Nah, Van Dijk's cold. Don't get me wrong. Van Dijk's cold. Not going to lie, Pogba playing where he is in his formation gives me hope, though. That's why I said, Eddie, United season relies on the form and fitness of numbers 19, number 6, and number 25. Number 6, who you mentioned, number 25, and number 19. Flawless, I like Rice. The obsession in his fan base pisses me off, but the Sarcasm City plan will disrespect him too much. I don't think, C1, where's he been disrespected? You think it's a price thing? I don't think he starts for you, look. He don't start for you. He's not top 3 for you. He's not top 3 for City. Let's keep it real. He's not. Is Ronaldo staying next season if you don't get Champions League? Rumor has it he's not. That's the rumor. Rumor saying that. However, if he leaves, I'm not fussed. I'm not fussed if he leaves whatsoever. Like, he needs to be, whether we get Champions League or not, I want him gone. I want Cavani gone, and we reset and start again. He starts for Liverpool easy, but yeah, he's third best. He starts for Liverpool because you don't rate Henderson. That's why. But all right, Basuma starts for Liverpool. What are we talking about? But Basuma don't start for you lot. And he's much cheaper. And I think he's the better player as well. So this we had this debate, C1 as well. I don't get this Rice hype. Yeah, he don't start for you lot. So I don't want him at my club. We'll be better off with a new striker, absolutely. Ronaldo to PSG next season. I hope so. I just want him going from United at this point. Because he's not it. Even if he wins or something, even if we win the Champions League, not it. Before you end the show, Flo, let's give the audience your predicted starting 11 and score. I do want to watch along, but the 11 will be De Gea in goal. I'll play Dalot, play Shaw because Tellers is out. Maguire, Varane. Yeah, it'd be Maguire, Varane. Fred's out as well. It'll be Matic, McTominay. No, it'll be Matic, Bruno, Pogba, Sancho if he's fit, Rashford, Ronaldo. That's it. But I rate Basuma Rice very highly, to be honest, so I hear you. I want Kimmich, the young level players. I'm done with these scrubs. I hear you, Pyramid Scheme, man. I hear you. But it's tough, but yeah. Yo, C1, EFAC just be saying anything. You just gotta ignore him in it. He's our Ryan in it. Like, Liverpool fan base has Ryan over here on this channel. EFAC is the Manchester United version of that. That's all it is. Every fan base has it. I'm saying, I've noticed in this content creator space. Every fan base has it. Right, but big up to everybody who has locked in. We're literally 4 likes off 40, which is sick. So big up to you lot. Eddie's also saying, if I see Rashford off the bench, I want problems. Yeah, I like the idea of Rashford off the bench. That's a good idea. That is a good idea. 110%. But yeah, people, we are going to close out the show. Don't forget the ManDem United podcast to be back on Thursday. Bye. back on Thursday. Trying to tie down a massive special guest. Biggest special guest we would have had on the channel easily. So I'm trying to, actually, I can't even say that because we've had disaster run. One of the biggest special guests on the channel. That's what I would say. Definitely top 2. Definitely easily top 2. So I'm trying to pattern that for Thursday on that episode of ManDem United podcast. But don't forget, we are back in just over an hour, 7:30 p.m. people, just over an hour, 7:30 p.m. 30 minutes before kickoff for the Burnley versus Manchester United watch along on the channel. Mohammed says Ralph went Champions League lineup against Middlesbrough, Burnley away, he'll do the same, and there's nothing wrong with that. The lineup, I had no issue with the lineup whatsoever. It was absolutely fine. I don't understand what your issue is, Mohammed, with that lineup. Was there a problem? We put out a strong lineup and still lost them penalties. That wasn't on Ralph. That's on Ronaldo. That's on Bruno. That's on Rashford. Because they missed sitters. They missed very, very good chances. And when you miss very good chances, it comes back to bite you in football. Whether that's real life, whether that's you playing football Saturday, Sunday league, or whatever level, whether it's FIFA, whichever. You're in trouble. Where else we at? This kind of blogger says, well, if Christ 7 leaves, at least we won't have Statman talking how good he was in games. How good he was in games these times. He's on some Patrick Swayze vibes. Yeah, you might have wilding, yo. You might have wilding. Dainesy's gone live anyway, so head over to his Twitch. I believe he is still live. So make sure you get over to his Twitch. Make sure you tell him I sent you as well, people. Get your last couple questions in before I close out, because I'm going to get some food. And then obviously get ready for this watch along as well. Let me know. And subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the channel, people. Road to 4K. Road to 4K. I don't know how many we're off. Believe it's under 200. I'm not sure. And girls to 40 likes on this video, speaking of fours. Because we're legit at 2 likes off. Well, we're 2 likes off. I'll do that. All right, people. But we out. Love to everyone that's locked in. Don't forget the link for the membership is underneath in the description. And this has been the ManDem United pod. Do I think Medri will debut today? Maybe with injuries and stuff. You never know. But yes, people, this has been the ManDem United podcast on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube. Big up for tuning in.